Welcome to the StandPoint. Hello, welcome to the StandPoint. And today, yes, as always, we have a very educative program for you. And we are going to look at the changing role of womanhood and the challenges that comes with it. Yes, in the past, our mothers have always been there. But they used to be farmers. They used to be traders. And so they were home all the time. They could go to the farm. They would go with the kids and everything. Now, she's a wife, she's a mother, she's a professional. Sometimes she has some small business on the side, and it's all a bit, sometimes too much to handle. But society sees women as multitasking, so they say. So you should be able to do it. And the pressure it puts on you, the woman, the children, your marriage, and sometimes it doesn't end too well for the family. My name is Gifty, and welcome to the StandPoint. Let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth, Ophelia Crossland Design. So it's for me. Thank you so much to Ophelia, Dora, and Cindy for always hooking me up. I'm so grateful to them. Makeup products by Paba Cosmetics and Applied by Makeup and More. My beads by Afio Creations. We take a break. When we come back, I have 4 ladies, 3 on set, 1 in the audience to share experiences. We'll be back.
Is turning things around.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
Oyo best my power. Tina take tomac mixture. Who be only osani ye fuyeri be niasem. Sana tina tet malake so. Etu malaria, tipaye, stress, any hunam yao biase.
Free 020-816-0807 and 0276-875629.
Tina tet in Europe.
Eye Busien Chamfa.
Welcome back to the StandPoint. Today we are looking at the changing roles of womanhood and the challenges that it comes with it. And let me say thank you to our sponsors, African Women Development Fund, supporting African women's rights organizations across Africa. Tinatet Herbal, they produce Tinatet Venicare and Tomacare. NS Chemist, Auntie Mary's Baby Gripe Mixture, and Nescofa Black Tonic. Well, yeah, dear, good energy. And when pankasa, it's made here, made in Ghana. You buy gold, you're investing your money into Ghana. So don't ever forget that. And Walmart Africa Limited, manufacturers of Frytol cooking oil and Fortune Rice. Fortune Rice comes in three types. That's the packaging. The green one is very good for the soft dishes, omutu and rice water. And the green packaged one is very good for wachi. And finally, the wine packaged one is good. Very, very good for the jollof and then fried rices and all that. Well, we are going to look at the changing role of womanhood and what it comes with it. And all the things that women have to go through to keep it all together, to be seen as a woman in society. Women have to be perfect. Now, wow. Well, seated in the audience is Aku Hefon. Aku Hefon is a clinical psychologist. She's a lecturer. She's a mother. She is a wife. And she's a bona fide property of the StandPoint My claim. Welcome back to the StandPoint. All right, and then at my extreme left on the set is Jade Enyonam Kwame. You can also call her Lady Jade because she's a gospel artist. She sings as well. And she is a communication specialist, a mother, a wife, and a professional. And next to Jade Kwame is the lady who drew my attention to this topic and said we need to talk about it. She's Annie Owusua Nkulenu. She's an industrial psychologist, lecturer, and deputy registrar of Natford University College. Welcome to the StandPoint.
Thank you, Gifty.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
And she also belongs to a group that I'm part of. That's Women in Leadership International, Willie Ghana and Willie International. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Next to Annie is my sister-in-law. Yeah, so I have to behave. But my sister-in-law, Obobia Dako Opoku. Obobia is a politician, unemployed. Unemployed politician. But she's a media person. She's a journalist. She's a gender advocate and activist. She's a philanthropist. She has the Obobia Foundation doing amazing. We're so proud of her. She's a mother of 2 strong boys. Very, very proud of her. Welcome to the StandPoint.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Our own.
How's unemployment treating you?
Oh, I think that I'm enjoying it. After the hectic campaign season, it's good to cool off.
Cool off,
and pretend as if that you are in your small corner.
You know. But has the role of women changed, Annie?
Yes, indeed it has. It has changed a lot. It started way back in the 60s. Initially, it used to be more of agriculture, manufacturing, and all that. And then the service sector came in. So women started going into the workplace. And then some research, well, most of the time we have the research from developed countries and not even in Africa. But then some research said that fertility dropped when women went into the workplace as well. So it was much of a concern. But what were we doing initially as women? We were being seen as the caretaker of the home. And then you had to go to the workplace. And then you had all the responsibilities of the workplace. But then they never forgot about the home. You still have to combine it.
Right.
So when you think through what happens at the workplace and what you do at home, you realize that things have really changed. It's not only what you do at home, but then you need to combine another important aspect of life to what you do. So to an extreme extent, it has changed. Yeah.
Obobia, how has it been for you raising 2 boys? I mean, virtually as a single mother. And before you even went actively into politics, you were on Radio Gold, you were also doing business. How was that, combining all that?
I think that is a mind thing. If you tune your mind to the fact that you have to do it and you have to do it alone, I'm sure that that's when you get the strength and then you move. Because if I have to go onto the morning show at Radio Gold and it starts at 6 a.m., clearly we have to leave home by 5 because my morning ritual of dropping the kids in school, I can never miss that. So they always have to come with me. I need to drop them before I go to prepare for my morning show. So I think that it's something that you just tune your mind to it and then it just flows. But sometimes it becomes difficult when they have closed from school and you are not able to pick them. By the time you get home, they are asleep. So you just have to adjust yourself and make them understand that it's just a situation, but it won't last for too long. This is my situation, that there was no daddy at home who I was just going to leave them and then he was going to take them to school So what you do, and I like it when you talked about the multitasking.
Yeah.
When you're a single parent, and every time I say the 21 gun salute for single parents,
Yeah.
when you're a single parent and you know that you have to do it, you also put yourself to the fact that a lot more people are looking up to you and want to see how you're going to do it and if you're going to get it right. So people even pass comments like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like a challenge to you and you want to prove them wrong. So as many times as you miss those bonding times, you try to make it up. And especially for my kids, they understand the situation. Because when we started living alone, the eldest one was 3 years old, the younger one was 1. So at least we've done it till now. Now Kofi is 18, Safo is 15. So I think that as the days, the months, years went by, it became like a normal procedure. Then I had to go into politics, and that was even rough.
I can imagine.
From radio to politics.
Yeah. And with the politics, apart from the time that you didn't have for them, the thing they had to hear about their mother, we'll get back to that later on. But and you had to put all three, and at a point, it even took a toll on you. Being a wife, being a professional, being a mother.
And being a student.
And being a student. Okay.
And being a church worker.
But
so you can imagine. Okay, so basically your day starts at 4 a.m. and you're out of the house by 5, no, before 5 actually. And with the kind of work I'm into, you get to work by 6 because work for me starts at 6:30. So I don't get to see my family before I move out of the house. Sometimes you're done with work and you still have a church meeting or some classes, some lectures to attend, and so you get home late. You don't have a cook, so to speak, or a cateress. So sometimes you find yourself late in the kitchen cooking. It's indeed a tall order, but at the end of the day, I ask, what are your priorities? What are your plans? What do you hope to achieve? What are the goals that you've set for yourself? You see, if you want to put all these together, you would become mediocre. Mediocre in the sense that when people are going out, you would be stuck at home. But you forget that at the end of the day, these kids are also going to leave you. And then you would be in your home, maybe with your spouse, just with your spouse. But what value have you added to yourself? And how have you been able to impact the people around you? You need to find a balance, and a very good one at that. So days that you would be able to have time for your family, let it be of good quality. Let it be quality time. Days that you have to also be out there working, you also have to make sure that you put in your all, because it is the work that brings in the money for them to have the luxury that they want. So you need to find a balance and make sure that it's working either way.
But let me come to Aku. Just like, you and I have talked about how nobody actually prepares you for motherhood. But this new role that women have to play in our society, combining being a mother, being, wife, nobody prepares you for it. Nothing actually prepares you for something like that. You just will find yourself in it.
Sure. And most often than not, the best place you could have learned from is your home. Is your home. Or other relatives whom you have seen do certain things. So that gives you an idea as to how you would, in future, be able to balance things. But apart from that, I don't know about any school where you go for them to teach you how to do that. And for me, I see it more like a seesaw game. There are times when you win on one side and lose on the other side. But that's how life is.
Let me take a break. When we come back, we'll look at how the workplace, the profession you are in, can also make life quite difficult for you. Really difficult for you to put it all together. Well, let me say thank you to Matamit for giving us the port Yep Cleaning Services cleans our environment for us. Thank you to House of Food Antivera. Thank you so much. And Cake Techniques also make sure that we have some refreshment for our studio audience and guests all the time. Gogot Yogurt, I tell you all the time, yogurt is very good for women, and Gogot Yogurt is the yogurt to go for. We take a break. When we come back, we will continue this.
Allah is turning things around. Allah.
Odo, ayo best my pound. Koswanum tinated venicare what? When say tinated venicare. Enum kwane bibidra. Clinically no. Ya testing with Department of Pharmacology and Microbiology at University of Ghana on Medical School. Sir? Omudu stamp we say by Free 020-816-0807.
Tina 13 euro.
Life is full of memories. I remember I was sad because it had rained on my birthday, but my mother knew just how to make me smile. It was a day I will never forget.
One day I'll make your birthday special.
Make sure it's with Frital.
I have learned a lot from her, but what I remember the most is that day when she made me smile. Today, I make her smile.
That's special.
Frital, making life memorable.
Caring mothers always want to see their babies healthy and happy.
Seeing my baby happy like this brings me so much joy. Auntie Mary's baby gripe mixture was so helpful when his teeth started developing. He was in so much discomfort, but Auntie Mary's baby gripe mixture brought him fast and effective relief.
Se abofra baku su na wunwuni awon wa hwe imofra mienu onya enda femu enu ti na me ma Auntie Mary's baby's gripe mixture empa me fie no
the o na imbofo bibio e before nyonyo fe ya musuko hewo ni ewo anima wo Auntie Mary's baby gripe mixture ewa imbiyo e wa ade enche imbile he jole ni ewo ojoba.
Auntie Mary's baby gripe mixture ahejojo popo na vinye plenya ko elaba na vinye la alamusan ble nkokoma
lafi em baby na nekomi na o Auntie Mary baby gripe mixture na the cure ga baby na the na.
Auntie Mary's baby gripe mixture. It's quick and effectively relieves your baby's gastric pains, minor digestion upset, flatulence and teething discomfort. Ernest Chemist, providing quality and affordable medicine.
Well, welcome back to the Standpoint. We are discussing the changing role of womanhood today, and so far, well, let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth, Ophelia Crossline Design Suits for me. Makeup products always provided by Paba Cosmetics and applied by Makeup and More. My beads always by Afio Creations. Thank you to all of them. But the workplace doesn't make it any easier for women. If you're a woman, you have to do like 10 times what a man has to do to be able to climb up the ladder or to be noticed and to be appreciated. In other environments, there are support systems in there. They understand that you're a mother. They understand that you're a wife. They understand that you have other roles to play. So there are support systems in there. Let me tell you the story of Aku Hefron. Some years back, I think 4 years ago, Aku, as she said, she's in academia. She looked for a job, and within 6 months, the probation is 6 months. She was told that the first 6 months, she has to make sure she doesn't get pregnant. Yes. And even after today, there are certain, companies, health, especially health institutions, where they tell you don't have to get pregnant within 2 years when they employ you. So they tell her that you don't have to get pregnant. Lo and behold, she finds out that she's pregnant. Luckily, she was able to do the 6 months without anybody noticing. She got employment and then started noticing. And then her boss, who happened to have been a woman, decided, I'm not going to let this woman go on maternity leave. So even after delivering, a week after she had to go to work. She had to be in the classroom teaching, to the extent that sometimes she's teaching and her breast is filled with milk and her dress is wet. A student had to tell her to go home. One of the days she had to rush home because her baby was sick. And the pressure and everything, she had an accident. She hit two the cows, and these cows fell on her car, and somebody hit her back. Apparently, she had a whiplash. She went to the hospital. The health professional was also tired or something like that, and so said, "Oh, you're okay, go home." 4 years later, even when she comes on the StandPoint, and she said she can't set for, she has a back problem. All because some superior or senior person decided, I'm not going to let you have life easy because you're a woman. Annie?
It's so disheartening because you hear some of these stories. Sometimes I don't want to call them stories because it's somebody's life.
Yeah.
And it's so sad that even a woman is the one telling you you can't go on maternity leave. Sometimes it's not the fault of the superior. The structures are not in place. Over the years, as women have evolved and then gotten into the workplace, they haven't changed certain structures. In the developed countries, you can find them. There are places where you can nurse your child. There are places where you can go and rest. There are places where you can say, today I'm working from home. But here in Africa, in developing countries, we don't have it. So it becomes difficult to get things running. And it's still happening in this modern Ghana.
Yeah.
There are places where the structures are just not there. And then we also don't have the laws that would have backed her to get justice for whatever happened. And as women, sometimes we just say, let it go. We don't want to drag it. So society in itself has its own questions and deficiencies and all sorts of things which are hindering what women could do at the workplace.
Obi, I think we were talking about this, His Majesty Hall H. I was in Tema industrial area. I was so impressed when I went there, and I realized that the man, he has a place upstairs for his workers where even when you close late and you think it's too dangerous, you can sleep over there. You can bring your child, nurse the baby and all that. But a lot of companies don't have it. Look at the pressure, what Aku went through. Trying to keep it all together, what we were talking about. Trying to keep it all together. Yes, I want to keep my job. I want to make sure my baby is okay. So rushing, my baby is sick, rushing to go take her. Now, she could have, God forbid, she could have died.
I think that's a very unfortunate situation. And I really don't know who has to be blamed in this situation. If the woman was acting on the rules and regulations of the company. But there's something that I always say. I think that for us as women, we should always be there for each other. The last time I wrote something on my Facebook and somebody asked me why, I was like, I just think that we are not there enough for each other. Because I think that for her being a woman also, should have found a way
to cover
it for
a man would have done it for a brother.
Going strictly according to what the rules and regulations says. So I sometimes think that we need to be there for each other because we are stronger together. And that's my point so far as this situation is concerned. Because if we are there for each other and we understand that when it's happening to another woman, is as well happening to me. So if I'm able to help to deal with that situation, someday it will go a long way to help a sister somewhere, a relative somewhere, or even a friend out there.
Yes, Ejek.
If Aku had the support of other women, colleague women, for example, they came together and marched to management, for example, or maybe to the registry, for example, and spoke against this, I believe that it would have been a wake-up call for not just that institution, but the other institutions to also say, no, the laws or the policy, the rules and regulations have to be changed, because women have a dual task of being mothers and also being professionals. And also, it's just unfortunate that in our part of the world, we don't get the decision or lawmaking bodies rising up enough to pay attention to issues that concern women, health-wise, academic or professional, our welfare in general. But if we have some of these institutions also waking up, forgive me if I say from their slumber, I think that there will be a change.
Well, the Standpoint is sponsored by the African Women's Development Fund, AWDF, Tinated Herbal. They produce Tinated Venicare and Tomacare. NS Chemists produce Anti-Mary Baby Gripe Mixture and Nescofa Black Tonic. Goyle, good energy. Yeah, dear. I'm Pankasa, made in Ghana. Invest in Goyle. Invest in Ghana by making sure you patronize Goyle products. We also say thank you to Walmart Africa. They produce Phytol and Fortune Rice. Fortune Rice comes in 3 types. The green packaged one, the orange packaged one, and then the wine one. Look for the one you need. The green one is for omutuo and rice sauté and all the salt dishes. Orange one for wache. And the wine one is for jollof rice and fried rice. We'll be back.
Allah is turning things around. Allah.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Goyle is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goyle.
Ashene Pankasa. Goyle, good energy.
Class, this is Nescofa. Today our topic is anemia. Anemia is a medical condition where there is lack of iron in the blood. Symptoms may include headaches, weakness, loss of appetite, and tiredness.
Nescofa Blood Tonic is fortified with iron, prevents and treats anemia, and ensures good health. Another quality product from NS Chemists.
Nadu, Aishatu, Asantua, Olali. Is it good fortune or your attention to detail or the amazing car that surrounds you? Is it something about your good taste? Is it your ketchup in the kitchen that brings out your delicious Ghanaian flavor? Luko, see taste. Ayeko mama, with Driani Ehiam, your cooking is Ghana's good fortune. Omotuo, fried rice, chinkafa dewachi. Whether it's Nigerian or Ghanaian jollof, the debate ends here because you know that your flavor needs the right rice. Introducing Fortune Rice from the House of Phytol. Fortune Rice, the right rice for Ghana's great flavor.
Welcome back to the Standpoint, and thank you to Matamis for the port, Yet Cleaning Services, House of Food, Cake Technique, and of course, Yogurt, who gave us the yogurt as well. But let me go to Aku before I come to the panel here. You know, sometimes it leads to the breakdown of the home because you can't seem to have all three work together. It leads to, we've talked about high rate of divorces, the breakdown of the family where, you know, there's tension in the family, or you losing your kids because house help is the one who does everything. How can we deal with this?
Gifty, that is very true. And it so happens that there are some situations where the ladies don't realize that they are probably giving too much attention to their work, to their disadvantage of their children or their husband. I know of a number of people who have approached me because their parents have given them about 8 mobile phones. Yes, young children, 8 mobile phones, because they just don't have time for them. So use this for this, use this for that, use this for that, and that is it. So they leave school, they go to school by bus, come home by bus, and they're home till they sleep. So they just see their parents for a short while over the weekend, and that is it.
And that's when the family breaks up, because sometimes in trying to keep up at work, in trying to make sure you climb up the professional ladder, you are bringing work home.
You know, one of the reasons I left broadcasting was this dawn, waking up at dawn, making sure I get to the office by 4 a.m. to read the news. And here I lived in virtually a different region, moving to, and you're supposed to be at work at 4 a.m. So then again, I say that you need to look at your options. Don't just stagnate, be in one place and say, this is where I have to be. In fact, I have no regrets at all for changing jobs in the last couple of years, because it's been better. Women also need to learn how to negotiate. If it is possible for you to get in early enough and close early so that you can spend time with the kids, see how they're faring, ask them about school, help them with their homework, I think that it will go a long way in even shaping the kids. So I tell people, especially the younger ones, if you read, for example, sociology, if you're reading your master's, diversify. Go into something else. It makes you versatile so that you can fit into other areas. I meet people who ask me, what are you reading now? I tell them, but you read this. Why are you going to school? It's because I want to be better and be able to help the people, you know, behind me. So you are not selfish in this regard. You're making time for yourself. You're making time for your spouse, for your kids. And then also you're affecting your generation. So it's key to look at it holistically to be able to move on,
you know,
and make the
in other jurisdictions, and I think in Ghana, some women have done it. Some women actually take what they call career break. Once they have the children in, they said, I'm taking the next. My sister did it for 5 years. She took but she's in the UK. She took a career break for 5 years. Stayed at home. You know, she was working at number 10 then. She was doing well. Because of the kids, said Abuchi and Kolatiti. You know, so 5 years she's home, took care of the kids. When she was ready to go back to school, to work, she went to do some course in education teaching. So now she's teaching. When she closed, or the number coffee, you know, kind of thing. It has, her salary has dropped, you know, climb up the ladder. But she said, this is the sacrifice I want to make.
Gifty, that is why I said right from the beginning that understand your situation. Understand yourself. And one thing is that it is difficult for women in particular to move, especially from one work to the other. Because we are thinking about the job security, the children, where would I move them to? What will happen to my husband if I close late? What will happen? And all that. So usually it is very difficult. If you get a husband who understands this and this is what I want to do, and the husband is ready to support you, and you have all the social support around you, it is easier to do it. You are able to move, you are able to bring up various ideas. Even if you fail in one place, they are still ready to stand by you.
You know, Annie, hold on, I'll come for the conclusion so you can, but you know, Obi, sometimes you may not have the support systems. No husband there, or the husband there is not supportive. Everything is on you. You don't have your mother is gone, passed on to glory. You know, you don't, the aunties, they can't be bothered. So it's you. And sometimes if you're not careful, then it becomes the house help who is doing everything.
And that's where the problem is. So most of the women have the house helps, bringing up their children, training them as how the house helps were trained. And I think that is wrong. Quality time with your kids as they're growing up, the formative years especially, are very, very important. And I say that sometimes, even if there's no husband at home, single parents are able to do it, and people see their children and are wondering how they did it, because they were determined. And I think that most of us also do not spend time chatting with the kids. There's no bond of when they go to school and they fall down, there's a saw or something, they do not tell mommy. The house helps are the ones who know. When she came and she said she had a saw, I put some Dettol water, that's it. And then it becomes something else before we find out. I think that is something that we can deal with. So you find out that in a home, things happen in the house and mommy doesn't know about it, but the house helps are in charge.
You see, I'll come to you, Jed, but you know, because of time, in conclusion, you know, Annie, so yes, it's tough. It's difficult to keep it all together, but you can manage it somehow.
Yes.
How? Reiterating it.
Managing it is basically communicating, understand the situation, and understand yourself. Communicating it because there are people around you. You're not working alone. So let them understand what exactly is going on. I'm going to work late. This is the time I'm going to come. Can you do this or that for me? Or you do this. When I come back, I'll do that. Communicate. Let people understand what is going on. That is one of the key things that you can use to manage and balance things. You can always call for help. I don't know why some women feel that they are big bosses and all that. Therefore, they can they can do everything on it. No, everybody needs a help one way or the other. Everybody.
Jade.
Yeah, I think that we should learn to delegate, just as Annie said. It is not every funeral, every engagement, every party you can go to. At the end of the day, your home or your kids are key. One day when you're lying down, whether in pain or gone, they are the ones who will take up the responsibility of making sure that you are okay. So if it is a token you have to give to whoever has invited you for the program and so you are unable to go, let that token go. Send someone. And I believe that people are not so unreasonable as to not understand your peculiar situation. Yeah, so that's it.
Obi, I think that is the mind thing. How you tune your mind is very important. Everybody knows that. For Obi, when you say that there's a function on Sunday after church, you won't get me. Because I've tuned my mind to the fact, and my kids understand that on Sunday, that's when mommy is going to make her jollof. So I will not.
Okay.
So I'm not going to leave that one to come and sit at a party, an outdooring, or another function just to deprive them of what they have been dreaming of the whole week. So I'm just saying that let's plan. Let's tune ourselves to the fact that there are some things that we have to do. You simply do not have to think that because somebody thinks that you will fail, so you will fail. No. You have to make a point. You have to make a statement that when everybody thought that you're going to fail, you did not fail. So you have to be focused and make sure that you do everything right, so that as you have planned, you go by your plan and you come out successfully. People see you and they admire you for what you have done so far as your kids are concerned. And I think that is a plus. Aku?
I finished my master's with about 8 other people. 3 of them have their PhDs. I don't. But I preferred to make my babies and take care of them. Okay? So now that they're grown, then I can focus on that. You see? But people come and how come this person has a PhD and that person has this and that so you don't. And you're all in academia. And I'm like, we are not coming from the same mother.
No, it's not a race.
And it's not a race. It's not a competition. You know, so once I have my focus, I'm looking at that. And God willing, I will get there. It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that. Thank you so much. Woo, this program, I'm sure we could have done part 2. You know, and we will do part 2 sometime very soon. Thank you very much for sharing. So grateful. We take a break. When we come back, I'll give you a bit of me. The definition of womanhood has changed over the years, and with it has come many challenges. Many challenges. Listen, woman. Superwomen exist in cartoon books and movies. There's no superwoman out there. There's only so much you can do at any given time. You can have it all. You can be a great professional, you can be a great mother, you can be a great wife, you can have all 3 together, you can be whatever you want to be. But know what you want, how you want it, and how you're going to achieve it. It's one step at a time. We are in an era that women, we have become unnecessarily competitive. This person is doing this, so I have to do it too. It's not like that. Life is not a race. We can have it all at our own pace. Ajua is having children, so I must also have children at this given time. Nana is married, so I must also marry. Ya has climbed up the professional ladder, or she now has her master's, so I must also have mine. Forgetting the kind of life you have, the situation you are in. Know who you are. Know what you want. Know how you want it. So you can have your peace of mind. It's not a race. Put your priorities right. This year, the StandPoint, our theme, Woman Be an Achiever. And I always say that achievement is not determined by the kind of how much money you have, cars, houses. No. It's about you putting your mind to something and making sure you achieve it. Whatever it is, you achieve it. Yes, be empowered, woman. But don't lose it. You are not superwoman. My name is Ohineye Gifty Auntie. Thanks for watching. As always, I tell you, I have super crazy faith in God. See you same time next week. Bye for now.